everybody, Chris Cox here. I've got a fantastic classic heavy metal guitar lesson for you today. We're going to go back to 1982, Judas Priest, the Screaming for Vengeance album. This is You've Got Another Thing Coming. The tuning for this is going to be a standard tuning if you want to play along with the actual record or the lesson. Also, I will have the complete guitar tablature in my Patreon channel. If you want to access that, there's going to be a link in the description. Click the link, take you straight over, and you can check that out. I think it's a great way. It's a nice reference to have with the actual video guitar lesson. So let's go ahead and get started with that opening. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over that opening riff. Okay, so the start of this is basically just to be writing it like an eighth note pattern on the F sharp. I just kind of play, you can actually just play the note. I just kind of position my hand in that F sharp power chord position. So it's just going to be. Now those are all muted down, down picks. You're going to want to mute with the kind of the side of your palm back here on the bridge, and then of course you can use the other fingers. I kind of just lay my fingers across the other strings just to keep them quiet. So again, the nice thing about this is we're just going to be playing these power chords, and it's going to kind of go straight up the second position. So the first one's going to be an E power chord, which is going to be the second fret of the D string, fourth fret of the G, and then you're also going to be playing the open B and high E. So it sounds like this. Now we're going to move that position up one string each to the second fret of the A, fourth fret of the D. Now you're just going to be hitting the A and D on that one. And then the F sharp, which is going to be the second fret of the low E, fourth fret of the A. So we have play this. So let's go over to that part. So that's going to be most of the movement's going to be happening on the D and G string, but we are going to grab some low notes here on the low E. So we do first we're just going to play the second fret of the D and G and play then do here on the second fret of the low E, it's going to be second fret to open, and then come back to that A is really what that is on the second fret of the D and G. So it's then you're going to play the exact same thing here, just shifted down to the fourth fret of the D and G string. So back to that same chord we just did, that E5. That's the one where we're playing the second fret of the D, G, and then open B and E. So back to the F sharp. I'll play this again slowly. So kind of the same thing, but we're just going to be focusing everything on the low E, A, and D string. So we play an A, That's going to be open A, second fret of the D. That'll be second fret of the low E, back to the A, open E, and then the B chord, which is going to be a second fret of the A, fourth fret of the D, and then switch real quick to the F sharp, which is going to be second fret of the low E, fourth fret, so of the A. Play that again. So here is the entire introduction played very, very slowly. Okay, so now we're into the verse. So the verse is going to start off just riding that F sharp power chord. So it's just going to sound, I'll just play a little bit through it. So it's. Okay, so let's go through that. So that's going to be second fret of the low E, fourth fret of the A, and you're just doing those eighth note, muted eighth note, just down strums. So you kind of hear that just in between playing those two F sharp power chords. I'm doing a muted low E in between. Says. And then I lift up my pinky finger and just play the second fret of the low E and A string. So it's, and you're going to hammer on after you play that, your pinky finger or your ring finger, whichever you prefer, onto the fourth fret of the A. So it's, and then you're going to play an open muted E and then the E5 power chord. That's going to be open E to the second fret of the A. So it's, and that repeats again. And so it goes through again. This is the first verse. So after the last part, we go, consider that this is the transition part. So we go F sharp power chord to D, to B, back to F sharp, F sharp again, D, B, and then to C sharp power chord. So let's go through those. So the very first one's going to be second fret of the low E, fourth fret of the A, that's the F sharp. We go down here to the fifth fret of the A, seventh fret of the D, that's the D. And then we come up here to the second fret of the A, fourth fret of the D, that's the B, and then back to the F sharp. Repeat that again. And then it changes right here. We go 2 frets down and play the C sharp power chord. So that's going to be fourth fret of the A, sixth fret of the D. So here is the verse played super, super slow. Okay, so now we go into the main chorus. So the nice thing is the chorus is based around that intro riff a little bit, slightly different, but it sounds like this. I'll play it through for you. So. So we'll start basically of kind of what we learned earlier, but you're here on that second fret of the D and G, and then you're kind of going back and forth to the muted F sharp. So it's same notes we learned earlier. So let's play that again. So it's going to be second fret of the D and G. Right before we do that transition here from second to the fourth fret, we do a and then right before to the next verse comes in, we do this. Just like we learned in the beginning, nothing's changed there. So here is the chorus played super slow. Okay, so we've gotten through the first verse, the pre-chorus, and the chorus. The nice thing is the second verse is played exactly the same as the first, so we won't even go through all that because it's just to repeat those. But I am going to kind of show you how that transitions, the chorus transitions to the bridge. So we'll play through slowly. I'll kind of just show you what it sounds like. So this is the tail end of the chorus right before the bridge. So. Okay, so let's go over that. So the very first one is a B minor chord. So you're going to bar your first finger across all 5 strings for starting at the A. So A, D, G, B, and high E. You're just going to flatten your first stringer out, bar that entire, all 5 of those strings. You're going to put your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D, pinky fingers on the 4th fret of the G, and then middle fingers on the 3rd fret of the B. So you get this. Then we go, all we're going to do here is just lift our pinky finger on that transition. So you're going to take here, now lift up your pinky finger, strum all those strings again, then play an A, which is going to be open A, 2nd fret of the D and G, and then back to the F sharp, which we learned earlier, 2nd fret of the low E, 4th fret of the A, repeat that again. Thing that changes before we get to the guitar solo is going to be that C sharp again that we played earlier, and then underneath the guitar solo is going to be the same chorus riff. So okay, so this very first note is all the way up on the 22nd fret, and I've got a bolt-on neck on this guitar, so it is tough reaching that note. So if you do have, a 24 fret guitar or you have a guitar that's, you know, basically neck through body, might be a little easier, but it can be done. It's possible. So you're going to do 2 whole bends, or it's actually 1, 2, 3. I think 3 bends. So we go 4 bends, and then come back here to the 17th fret of the high E to the 19th fret of the B. So and then we play this lick. That's a great rock lick. Love how these guys, Glenn plays this, just awesome. So he does this. We're basically going to be here on the 16th fret of the G. Do a little bend. Here we go. So you're going to bar your first finger across the 14th fret of the B and high E. So we do back from the high. So bend on the G. And then a pull off from 17 to 14 on the B. And then we do this. So we're actually bending up to this exact same note by here on the G. So we're doing So you're doing kind of a partial bend here on the 16th fret of the G, and then coming back to the 14th fret of the B. So it's like and you're letting both of those ring. And then you're playing 17, 16, 14 on the G. Okay, so the whole lick together. Now we go to here. So let's go over to that. So we go, after we do that, you're going to come here to the 11th fret of the G. You're going to play the 14th fret of the G. So then you're going to play this little chromatic pattern that starts on the 13th fret of the B, to the 14th fret, back to the 13, to the 12, to the 10. So come back to the 11 on the G, play 13, 14, 13, 12, and 10 again. And then this is going to be from 11, 9, back to the 11, and then a little bend here on the 10th of the B. So we'll do that again. Okay, so let's put all that together to what we have so far. I'll play slowly. Okay, so after we do that, we have this. I'll play that a little smoother. Okay, so that was going to be, that's going to be the first part. So we'll do a breakdown there. So it's going to be a hammer on pull off from 9 to 11 to 9 on the G. Then you're going to come here to the 11th fret of the D, to the 9th fret of the G, and then play 11, 9. So then you're gonna come back after that and do a pull off from 11 to 9 on the G. Now you're gonna play another little chromatic pattern that's gonna be 11 of the D, 10 of the D, 9, and you're gonna reach down here and grab the 12th fret of the A. So and then we come back up here and play this last part of that lick. So that's going to be 9 of the G, chromatic parts here on the D string, 11, 10, 9 of the D, 7, and then in on a, and I think he kind of does like a real exaggerated vibrato there, right on that part. Kind of like that. Okay, so the next part is going to be this. So we come here to the 17th fret of the B. You're doing a bend, full bend. And then you're doing a pull off from 17 to 14. And then 16 to 14 back to 16. And then pull off from 16 to 14 on the G. So pull off, 16, 14, pull off, and then 16th fret of the D, and then that lick ends on the 14th fret of the A. Okay, the next part is going to be this. I think this may be one of the trickier licks on the whole solo. So you're basically going to do a kind of a partial bend here on the B string, the 12th fret, and then a slide here from 10 to 9. So you're playing another little chromatic part there. So bend up, pull off. That's going to be 10th fret of the G, and then a slide from 9 to 8 on the B. So it's going to be a, so when you get to here, we'll come back to 9 to 7 on the G. So I'll play that really slowly. And then that's going to be played 9, 8 on the B, back to the 9, and pull off to the 7. So and then you do a slow kind of full bend up there on the 9th fret of the G. And then play this. And that's going to be a full bend here on the 9th fret of the G. You do a, and then play 7 on the B, and then 10 on the high on the B, and then come back to the 9th fret of the G, and pull and do a full bend up with vibrato. So all together. After we play this lick, we go. So that's going to be 14th fret of the high E to 17 on the high E, and we get to the, do a big bend, and then let it back down. So, and then we play this. Oops. So that's a heck of a lick. It's a really great lick. He kind of incorporates again some of those you know, things that we learned earlier in the solo. Just plays everything in a different, you know, kind of attack. So it's really cool. But so the first part after we do that bend is going to be. So we'll play that part first. So it's going to be. So hammer on pull off from 14 to 17 to 14 on the high E, to 17 on the B, to 14 on the high E, another pull off and hammer on the B string from 17 to 14, back to 17. And that's going to be 17 to 14 from the 17 of the G, 14 of the B. Then we do a little bend here on the 16th fret of the G. Bar your first finger across the 14th fret of the B and high E. So you're going to place first the bend, grab the high E, and then the B, and then one pull off from 17 to 14, and that repeats a couple times. On the third time it goes. So that's going to be same thing, a little bend on the G, but the pull off is going to be here from 17 to 14 on the high E. So after that, we're going to still keep that first finger anchored there on the 14th fret. So we go. So after that pull off from here, you're going to play again the high E and B. And then come back to one more pull off here at the 17 and 14 of the B. So on that last part, when we do that, we're going to do this. So it's going to be a little bend here again on the 16th fret of the G, and you're going to do a one hammer on, pull off from 14 to 17 to 14. You do a go again. But you're going to do two on that one, so two hammer on pull off. So one time, now two times. Then one more time. So that last one is one pull off to 16, 14 of the B, and then pull off from 16 to 14 on the G. So we have you can do a big bend here on the 16th fret of the G and come back up and then end